How lucky and fortunate was I to be able to go on this source trip to a land far away from this wintry cold. I live in Canada, Edmonton, Alberta. I work for Van Hoot Coffee Services, a division of Keurig Green Mountain. We supply equipment to businesses and sell coffee to them while building meaningful relationships with our customers. Hello, my name's Albert Draper. I work for Van Hoot Coffee Service as an account representative. Join me now as a guest on the trip. But first, any trip has to start with a good cup of coffee. The moment had finally arrived. My bags were packed, and I was ready to go. But I had no idea what was in store. You can look at a map and read a Wikipedia article, but nothing can prepare you for an experience like a source trip. I had researched a little bit on Nicaragua and had only a two-dimensional perception going into the trip. And so it was that I arrived in this country called Nicaragua. A Calgarian, a man from Tennessee, and 8 people from Vermont would make up our amazing group. And so, introductions are in order.
Hi, I'm Livia. I work at Keurig Green Mountain in the Sustainability Department.
Oh, hello. I'm Sarah. I work in Vermont in Consumer Insights. We can use more of them, and I'm here to learn.
Hi, I'm Ken Scott from Calgary, Alberta. I'm a service technician with Van Hoot Coffee Services.
I'm Scott Fry from Knoxville, Tennessee. I'm a Roaster 2 technician, and I'm glad to be here.
Hello, I'm Amy Brochus. I have spent a week with this fabulous crew. Then on Monday I have to go back and work in the legal department, which is kind of a bummer. I am in, actually, you probably want to cut out that bummer part. It's an awesome, awesome group. I work in Vermont, and it's been a great week in Nicaragua.
I'm Anthony Asner. I work in multi-site quality in Waterbury in P1, and I'm from Burlington, Vermont. I've been with the company almost 5 years.
Hi, I'm Jen Curry. I work in Williston.
Hi, I'm Brian from Waterbury Center, the R&D group, the package testing and prototyping department. Really looking forward to a great week here in Nicaragua and visiting all the farms.
Hola, my name is Bert and I work out of the Essex facility. I'm a machine operator. Been with the company for 7 years. Great origin trip, having a wonderful time.
Hi, my name is Sunil. I work in Essex. I'm a quality engineer. I've been with Keurig Green Mountain for about 4 years. I'm loving it so far. It's exciting and we're just starting, so it can only get better.
Do 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 Managua. Do 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 Managua. Do 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 do.
Yeah, he really does have a...
This guy's a badass.
Yeah.
The reality of the trip began to sink in as we departed Managua for Selva Negra, a large coffee plantation and ecotourism destination. Selva Negra is a staggeringly beautiful place. Mausi, the owner and director, takes us on a tour of the sprawling, complex plantation.
And water. The water comes filtered through little creeks all around, and we have 2 creeks coming into this pond. This pond is our water reservoir to run a hydraulic turbine. It is stopped at the moment. We'll turn it on tonight. Because this is the dry season and we don't have enough water. So we use it 3 days and let it recuperate for 4 more days. Then the rainy season it goes non-stop. All the ponds have fishes for the workers to fish, except on this one. We only allow guests to fish in here. The algae we collect it and we use it as part of our compost. This time of the year on the dry season, we use it also to keep humidity on all the new plants, so that they will make like a little crown with all this algae, and then the humidity remains on the ground. All the water goes from pond to pond. Okay. Sí. Pero nos vamos parando por todas partes.
We need to walk off the cake. 2,000.
2,000. Now it's 15 years old. This area here has been growing coffee for over 120 years. And we want still to continue growing coffee as healthy as they are now. The best way is to put as much organic as possible, as much compost, and as little as possible on chemicals. Now we ferrocarril, that is a kind of a locomotive that took the coffee from this area to the port. Wow. What happened before that, they used to take all the coffee on mules, and there were usually between 500 to 600 mules taking over 1 month to deliver the coffee to the port. Now with this ferrocarril, in less than a week, the coffee was already there, and they went and came back with good results. Clean up and pick up everything. So here we dump our coffee trees, our coffee beans, seeds, our coffee beans, yeah. And they will water, will open the faucet, we'll push it to a hole that is right there. That hole will receive the coffee and push it to the machines on the first floor.
So what happens here? It just gets washed? And
nothing, just gets dumped.
Okay.
And the water only pushes the cherries.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So this you're going to see comes out on the pipes over there on that square. So guys, the coffee comes on the back, water will push it to the auger up here, and then water doesn't go to the auger, it goes at the bottom, and this canal that is on the floor goes on the front. The coffee comes to depulpers that are the ones that look like this one here with a lot of scrapes, the one behind us. The coffee comes, and by weight, it pushes the cherries to one side, and the skin falls on the back. The skin will go on the auger at the bottom, and it takes it all the way outside where a dump truck will be parked, receiving all the skin, to take that to a dump area where we have a worm farm.
So it's
right?
turned into compost then?
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Now, here, the coffee that falls on the front will receive the water that pushed the original cherries and pushes the water to this crib, which is a kind of separator of quality of coffee. The coffee, the floaters, they don't weigh anything, they continue and go to this one here, which is called repaso. Here comes all the second quality coffee. The first quality goes then to the fermentation bins. In there, the water continues its way out because it has a perforated pipeline that takes all the water out. The water then continues to some big tanks or bins from where it goes to a water treatment that we're gonna go see. Continue rinsing it, and there it will be hauled and pushed into a swimming pool. We go that way.
And this is the first step in determining the coffee quality. So when beans float and they're lighter, it means that they're at lesser quality than the denser beans. So they have wooden stuff here that makes up the
Where you
different
dry,
weights.
why? It looks this like a zebra.
Is it always yellow or?
It is like this. When it is with the skin, with the mucilage, it is always like this.
So we're going to take off the things that are connected.
Yeah, you play around here, you talking, you're doing this. All of a sudden, you're not thinking anymore. You're just looking.
Natural, they have different names.
Practically on any handful you grab, you'll find pea berries.
And pea bears are
Other mutants that are
the little
close,
rounder?
the little round ones, yeah. So I just have one drop it here. This is
And do you sell?
no, we don't sell it separately.
See, once you break it.
Now is it supposed to be a better taste, a different taste?
A different taste,
that's
and a lot of people love this because they usually have
remove the outer
the
shell.
characteristic taste of each property.
Okay.
Ours is chocolate.
That's the actual
Beans.
bean.
And this is
So if I take this off,
right.
And their containers are, 275 bags. That's almost
So there's
40,000.
about 130 pounds per bag. So yeah, about
Yeah.
40,000.
There are different sizes of beans. We have the pacamaras and jalas are usually the big beans. Those are the mesh 17 to 20, so really big beans. And they're not necessarily better or anything, they're just bigger.
This is cacao.
welcome to the sauna.
So dry their turmeric to make curry sauce. Jamaica, that's a hibiscus to make juices. Herbs for different cheeses that they make with herbs and things. And, well, a lot of different things.
They also make delicious jams and jellies, although I'm not sure what the difference is.
So 5 actually. We usually export number 1, the first quality. Some customers will buy the second quality and the green coffee.
Right.
But the brosa and the chahuma, no, you don't export that. Those are the broken beans, those are the burnt beans, black beans and all that. And chahuma are all the little bits that come from what falls off.
5 different.
But I couldn't hire him. He was way too old to be hired. I hired all ages for pickers, but to start working at the farm, you need stronger people. Yeah. So sadly, I couldn't have an opening. But it broke my heart really when he said, "I don't want to go home. I want to stay here."
That's a machete.
Oh yeah, everybody carries a machete. And here on the right-hand side are the greenhouses for the vegetables, for strawberries.
Oh,
Yeah, lots of citrus.
that's a lot of greenhouses.
Now, this is the water we take for treatment. That upper part that you see there, once all the water is gone, is what we use for herbicides. Because it is so acid that it burns the soil. So that's to try to find the tree that you see sticking out up front. You see like the canopy of the tree?
Yeah.
Okay, it's the same family as this one tall on the right-hand side. The only difference is that this is only 100 years old. So here, coffee everywhere. It's about 600 acres. The farm altogether is about 1,500 acres, and we estimate 1/3 to be primary mountain, 1/3 to be shade-grown coffee, and 1/3 everything else. But when you put out organic fertilizer, you put 5 pounds per coffee tree. So it's not the same for a worker to go up and down a mountain with an 80-pound bag or going with a 10-pound bag. And that's why we try to make their work a little bit easier by putting things like those stairs for them to walk up and down, because only that stairs all the way to the top is about 300 tires. Yeah.
Wow.
We are not going to know what happened to that 11th guy.
And she left us.
See ya.
It's like, you guys are too heavy, you're ruining my van. Your lunch is slowing me down.
I'm wondering.
It only grows on mountains and at high altitudes, so every time you go to source, you'll see similar conditions like this.
Similar conditions like this.
Oh my goodness.
That little area over there.
We have sourced a bean.
We have sourced 2 whole coffees.
Here comes the coffee bean.
Oh, wait, I want to see it.
And that's the mucilage.
Cool.
This one's a bad bean.
All right,
you don't
do
want
it
this
again.
one. Okay.
Pretend this didn't happen.
Okay. So here's a coffee cherry, and then when you squeeze it, the bean comes out, which is actually a seed, but people call it a bean because it looks like a bean. Yeah. And it has the mucilage on it, and you can actually eat this. It's very good.
Oh my gosh.
I want to try.
From the coffee borer, and these are our traps. You'll see this hanging as Christmas trees all over the farm. We hang about 7,000 of them a year. And that's when somebody asks me, what do we do with the soda bottles? Yeah. This is it. Okay. Now this here is a eardropper. And in there we put a mixture of coffee with alcohol. Coffee will attract the borer. Alcohol will get it drunk. And this bottom part is always full with water. So here they drown. With this simple little trap, we have captured up to 2 million of this coffee borer. Wow.
What's it called?
Coffee borer.
Borer, okay.
Because it bores a hole on the coffee bean and leaves their eggs. The other interesting thing is the M&M that I call it. It's MM, they name it here. Those are microorganisms from the mountain that they use to degrade things. For instance, when you have the compost and you want to have it faster, you put those microorganisms, they degrade it faster. But more than anything, that is used on the toilet water, so you degrade the human waste and then you can use that water easily and faster.
The farmers live in very humble, small homes and are provided with 3 meals a day. This would be our first encounter with the economic disparity facing workers.
So we have a lot of microlots, so I went specific of all the different microlots we have.
So let's keep track of it.
Yeah, so I have him working there. There's 31 pounds. 3,100-pound bag, 37 bag, lot number 4, and
No, it's in your shoe, remember?
area it comes from underside. Now, I send my customer who buys it, I tell them I have this. And this is the resume of all this stock in here.
Okay.
So here he has this little paper that goes from the bottom to this plastic. Lot number 1, San Paulo conventional coffee. 56 bags with 4,700 pounds.
Wow.
And who brought it in, what storage, all the information.
And you sell. And that's all relevant to the buyers.
Yeah.
They all want to know exactly.
Not exactly. I mean, we do it because eventually this will amount to something. We do it more for our own sake, because we feel big pride when a customer comes and then, for instance, Steve, the son-in-law who sells it in Atlanta, tells me I have this buyer who says he loved the coffee, he's going to visit your farm, and he wants to see the coffee that he took. So I asked him what container was it, how much how much, what number was it referred to. I go back to my numbers. That customer comes in. It was picked from lot number 8. So I take him to lot number 8. This is where your coffee came from.
Powerful.
Awesome.
Powerful.
That's the idea behind it all. And all this is the coffee pulp, guys. This is what goes for the worm farm, which is right in front.
Our next tour would be at UCA San Ramon. It represents 12 different co-ops and over 400 farming families.
So this group, because they are also farmers, coffee farmers, their musical group is called the Coffee Flower. What is it in Spanish? Flor de café. Flor de café.
Aunque cuando fundamos el grupo, la roya no nos había dañado las plantaciones de café.
When the group was first founded, the roya hadn't yet impacted the coffee plants.
Yeah.
So now there's less coffee flowers.
There was just a couple. They're everywhere. Oh no! One of them monkeys just flat.
Come see.
Out of a tree. What did we do? This monkey was like, and he fell.
Era eliminar totalmente las plantaciones de café desde la raíz.
Since 2012, the Nicaraguan government instructed all coffee farmers to completely pull out the coffee plants that had rust in them.
Y lo que se orienta también no volver a plantar la variedad de caturra.
And not to replant the Caturra variety, which is what Nicaraguans usually plant.
Entonces, en este sentido, nosotros tenemos un café que es de altura, le llamamos Catimor, y que funciona en el rango de los 900, 1300 metros.
So they've now replanted a variety called Catimor, which grows in the altitude of 900. So one of the big problems that ongoing problem with Roya is that a lot of farmers, sometimes because the government says so, or sometimes because they're so worried about getting Roya again, they've replanted varieties that are resistant to Roya, but they're lower quality. So for countries like Nicaragua, who make a lot of their profit by selling high quality coffee, this is a really big problem in the long term, right? Because now they're going to start competing with Brazil. They used to produce around 3,000 quintales of coffee. Sorry.
No, okay. What's a quintale?
Un quintal is
45 kilogramos.
45 kilograms.
Okay. It's a burlap or a bag.
A bag, yeah.
Entonces ahora nosotros, este año, nosotros apenas logramos producir unos 300 quintales.
This year they were only able to produce 300 quintales. So they lost 1,000 quintales. No, I'm sorry. So from 3,000 quintales of coffee to 300 quintales of coffee.
Wow. Y el otro problema que nosotros tenemos ahora.
Well, what he's saying is that in addition to not having a lot of coffee because of Roya, the coffee that they are producing is being sold at really low prices because of where the sea market is right now. So they've renovated all of their coffee farms, and they are now waiting for the period of 4 years, which is the time that it takes coffee plants to grow to their full potential to start producing coffee again. So 60% of the land that was damaged by Roya will be active again in 2017.
Y ojalá que cuando estemos produciendo, pues los precios del café vuelvan a su normalidad.
And they're hopeful that by the time they're able to produce again, that the coffee prices will go back to normal.
Queremos ser un poco.
So do they get?
They want to be optimistic.
Do they get?
And the good thing is that once their coffee starts producing again, they won't owe anyone. Yeah. So this year they hope to renovate at least 80%, they hope to recuperate 80% of the plants that they lost, and they're missing 20% for renovation. So they work both collectively and individually. Each individual has to take care of their own coffee parcel. But in the collective system, what happens is that each member has to give 1 or 2 days to work the entire land. So in Nicaragua as a whole, Roya affected 40% of all coffee farms.
Nicaragua?
I'm sorry, 40% de la producción.
Exacto.
40% of the coffee volume. So he's saying that because of this, there's 45,000 people who are currently unemployed. So a lot of them have immigrated to Costa Rica, Panama, Europe. And for us, those of us who have our own coffee, sometimes it doesn't even produce enough to maintain our own families.
Oldies.
Yeah.
Yeah, all these like little batches are all
Has it been a drought or is there?
Yeah, it's a husk off a cicada. That's what the noise is.
What is it?
Cicada.
I was gonna say that.
What's a cicada?
So this area right here, you see that all the trees are dead, they don't have leaves. This is kind of what it looks like after Roya attacks. The leaves fall off. Because
So it's not just coffee plants, it's all plants.
It's particularly coffee plants.
Okay.
These are coffee plants.
Okay, the taller.
Yeah.
Oh, I see, sorry. Okay.
All the way back with it. I'll hand back.
La Roya.
Just don't, just don't.
Here, can I get a close up of that?
Pass it to another
Go for
healthy
it.
plant.
That's why they call it rust.
Yep.
So in Nicaragua, in La Reina, they constructed 262 of these houses for low income. The value of this house is $3,100.
Y la familia solo tuvo que pagar $200.
And the family only had to pay $200. Most of the houses.
Nosotros luego que cortamos el café,
After they cut the coffee,
lo introducimos en esa pila que tenemos arriba.
they put it in that pile that they have up there.
Luego viene por este sistema con un poco de agua
Comes through this pipe with some water
hacia la maquinaria que tenemos aquí.
to the machine that they have here.
Donde esta maquinaria lo que hace es el proceso, le llamamos nosotros de pulpada.
So what this machine does is it depulps the coffee cherry.
Quitar la cascarilla roja.
They take away the coffee cherry.
Vamos a ver aquí. Aquí
Make some space.
pesado.
The one that they had before was bigger and too heavy. So when we go see the biodigester, we'll see the old machine. So because she's going to show us where it is, but she's saying that we don't have gas right now because the production is okay. They produce the gas from the same honey water. Once the coffee is washed, then they open it and the honey water comes from here and ends up in this pot.
It lowers the pH, so it goes from acidic to neutral.
So for the honey water to go to the biodigester, it has to have a pH of 7.
7, okay.
So it's base.
Cuando no tenemos este aparato para medir el pH, podemos utilizar este papelito que ahí mide el...
So when they don't have the machine, they use this little paper to measure the
pH strips.
The pH strips.
Da igual el pH cuando... Pero aquí es para abrir y la llamita enciende. Ahorita no tenemos gas, como no estamos produciendo el café, lo que es la miel de café, entonces no tenemos.
This is where the gas would come and they would turn and now we're going to get the gas up, but right now
Lo iba clasificando. Luego, por aquí, llevaba un poco de agua para sacar el café para afuera.
Okay, so it would classify the coffee and there was a little bit of water which would take the coffee out of the big.
Entonces, el día de hoy prácticamente solo los tenemos como reliquias.
They only have it as relics, as antiques now.
Nos han ofrecido ya una bolsa como este de grande, ya son 10 de estos.
So 10 of those are in one of those big bags.
Oh, okay. Para poder llenar uno de estos en el cafetal hay que acelerar.
Quickly to fill one of those bags.
That's about $20 for one of those bags.
Our bags are what, 40?
How many did we say?
He said a half basket for $1, I think, so $2 a basket, or $40.
It wasn't 40 pounds. That would be about
10 in there. Aquí lo tenemos ya en pergamino procesado.
So when it's like this, it's called pergamino instead. Oh my God.
Our bags are what, 40 kilos? Este café, 23 kilogramos este año.
And this year they only produced 1,300 kilos of coffee.
Compared to 13,000.
Compared to 13,000 kilos of coffee.
Entonces, como les digo, la roya casi nos dejó, decimos nosotros, en la quiebra.
So Roya it almost broke them. It almost went bankrupt.
After hearing about how dire the impact of La Roya is on all of these people, we were fed an incredibly delicious lunch. The perspective was heavy. After touring UCA San Ramon, we went to a cafe ran entirely by women who are part of the cooperatives. This was launched to allow for more funds to be attainable for the women's financial emancipation. It allows money to go directly to the ladies who are part of these cooperatives. Nicaraguan society is very patriarchal, so this cafe is a positive force for equality and women's rights. I had the best caramel latte of all time here, and was too busy enjoying it to take any video. The two ladies running the cafe were very smart, focused, and inspiring.
schools in this neighborhood that can come visit this library, but out in rural communities, there's no library from them. So we work with about 11 schools in rural areas, and they go daily to the schools with a team of tutors and books and activities and things like that. Then, because the school year, the harvest season for coffee coincides with the months that children are out of school. Sort of perhaps designed that way so kids go and they work with their parents. And so Planet Coke decided to continue their local library through the harvest season and create what's called coffee camps. It's just school and activities for kids during the harvest season, so they're not out picking coffee with their parents. And that's how Green Mountain got involved. That actually has met Rick Kaiser on the plane and talked about the project, and then Green Mountain funded the project for 4 years, I think.
Actually, it was kissing this morning.
Yeah, they were loud too. Like this group and this group and kept yelling back and forth.
Yeah.
Right.
That might pero en los Estados Unidos no hay como abuelos y niños y normalmente es un mamá, papá. And further up the mountain they use a leaf that's similar but a little thinner to make their houses.
En lo más alejado, lo más profundo, donde hay más gente pobre, ellos cortan la hoja y la...
They actually choose, so farmers, you can have a choice between project and the municipal government around this area.
Que le pudo poner luz al barrio.
And we were able to put light for the entire community.
What is the source
of a third family?
Source is what?
¿Dónde está la electricidad? ¿Dónde sale la electricidad?
Se pusieron todos estos postes, todo el tendido eléctrico para las casas. Porque ahí para abajo hay casas que no se miran, pero ahí tienen luz.
So there's some houses that you can't see because they're pretty far down the mountain, but they have electricity.
Y también las amigas de las Américas en el panteón.
The Friends of America.
Hicimos gradas porque es cuesta así para subir el panteón.
They made like staircases so people could come up the staircases, the ones that live really far down the mountain. The Amigos program? Yes.
Amigos, ellos trabajan con nosotros y la comunidad.
So they work with us and the community.
4 proyectos han dejado los amigos de América, de Estados Unidos.
They've done 4 projects.
Sí.
There's a bug that kind of bite.
Tiene espina, tiene
espina. They do.
Espina.
Don't climb that tree.
Yeah. Did you get that?
Aquí solo se sube el animalito que se llama la ardilla, ¿la conocen? ¿No?
Ah, sí, the squirrels go up this.
Sí.
Okay, this guy's off.
Oh, wow.
Aquí van a probar, Sí, mire. Vamos a probar y la semilla la vamos echando aquí.
Okay.
Tenga ahí. Mire,
You can try them and you put the seeds here.
Para que no tengan miedo, primero me voy a morir yo.
Okay.
Primero voy a morir yo.
Okay. He's gonna try this. He's gonna die first.
Para
so
que
you
todos,
guys aren't
después
scared.
todos lo muramos. Todo eso.
And then we all die together.
I think we all die.
That's comforting.
Todos vamos a morir, no regresar a Estados Unidos.
We're not going back. I love you all.
Sweet.
Luvia can write the paperwork.
Sin miedo, sin miedo.
No, Amy. No, I'm good.
Sin miedo.
Just make sure my wife's
No tener miedo.
Don't be afraid.
There's a seed in there somewhere?
Big man.
Oh,
No tener miedo. Todo. Todito.
No.
Todo.
I've got
Todo.
Imodium in me.
First are good. That's nice.
Todo.
Y-
Luego que
No pasa para abajo.
No para abajo. En la planta abajo ataca, es el mejor café.
So,
Es el mejor café que hay para tomar. La que da la mejor taza.
so Roy attacks higher quality plants. Pero, ¿qué son? ¿Por qué cree que en los últimos 2 años los Roy se puso más fuertes?
Son excelentes para la taza del café.
Those are the ones that he mentioned are the higher quality.
Pero es la variedad que el arroyo ha atacado fuerte.
That's the qualities of the Roy.
What are the 4 qualities?
Voy a decir las calidades de vuelta.
Caturra, malaco amarillo, borbón y maragojita. Fuerte para poderla mantener.
Very strong chemicals that you can use to maintain Roya, but they're expensive.
So do that to these plants on purpose?
Those are almost ripened. What do you mean?
And then the holes all.
Oh my gosh. If I did that. You have to touch them?
Esta vara que tengo
Sorry.
no es fuerte, es muy débil.
Okay.
Necesitas más fuerte, más
You need
fuerte.
a stronger stick, but...
Oye,
Wow! Woo! Did you get that?
Did you get that? You did. Cool.
Good job, cameraman.
I thought it just started
Sweet. I had no idea it would be so...
It's easy. It didn't take much to bring it down.
They're porous.
Oh. Machete.
It might be a mix, so it might be corn on this side and sugar cane on the purple side. It's sticky. Oh, we've just been sacrificing Ken again. They do like to be addressed here. You got bitten again? From.
I like rum.
Bien.
Florida caña.
¿Cómo está? Bien.
Bien. Bien.
Bueno, vamos a pelar para que la prueben pues.
¿A qué edad empieza de aprender el machete?
Ella tiene una parte dura aquí, ¿ves? Aquí, aquí, aquí. Y entonces uno tiene que cortar aquí.
So the tough parts are like the joints.
Primera.
Here, I'll pass it.
Mejor cosecha, más. El quinto ya más grande, más cosecha. Todas estas áreas le corté todo el café bueno. Para la caja pues.
Ball.
Se hace la pelotita y se da vuelta.
Y se da vuelta la película para esos molestares de dolor de cabeza, de constipado, le decimos nosotros.
So that's really good for when you're, they call it constipated, but we would call it a sinus.
Congestion. Sí, que sí, porque uno absorbe y esto para los bronquios. Sí. Porque lleva vaselina,
It has vaseline.
vaselina simple, que no lleve químico.
That doesn't have chemicals.
Sí, que no lleve nada de químico. Y lleva lo que nosotros usamos en el campo, que es alcanfor.
And alcanfor.
Eso,
It's like Vicks.
Es una,
Alcanfor has different uses.
para nosotros en el campo lo utilizábamos para los bebés.
We use it on babies.
Para curarle el ombligo.
It does For the
Sí,
sí,
cuando la mamá no iba hacia el hospital,
when the mom didn't go to the hospital,
se aliviaba en casa.
and she would give birth at home.
Entonces este medicamento se hacía solo el alcanfor.
So we would use that fix or alcanfor.
Con trementina se llama el otro
With
producto.
trementina,
Es
is
un
the
palo,
product, which
un
is a
árbol,
stick.
un árbol.
A tree.
Un árbol que uno saca la cáscara.
You take the melt.
Sí. Y a juego lento.
At low burning, Vaseline.
Sí. Y le echamos la hierbabuena. Pásemelo, Maribel.
You put the mint in the Vaseline first.
Sí, así como está picado.
The ingredients in.
Echamos allí y meneamos.
And then we mix it.
De modo que él ya saque todo lo que el juguito de la menta y la hierbabuena y en el.
So all the juice comes out of the.
Sí.
Vaselina is de coco?
After eating lunch with our guide and his wife, we headed back to San Ramon to meet our host families, who we would be staying with for the night in their homes. Rufino supports his family as a carpenter. He designs and builds furniture and cabinetry that he sells as custom orders to people from all across Nicaragua. He graduated as an agricultural engineer in university, but because of lack of work and drought, he had to change paths.
En representación de las casas huéspedes, es grato para mí darles la bienvenida y al mismo tiempo desearles una agradable estancia entre nosotros y en la ciudad de San Ramón.
Good evening, friends from Green Mountain Coffee. My name is Karen Matute. In representation of the host families, it's a pleasure for me to welcome you and at the same time to hope that you have a really great time with us and in San Ramon. Y para nosotros. We're very thankful for your help with Planting Hope in the organization, and we want to motivate Keurig to continue helping this cause that is a real great benefit for us and for our town. We'd also like to thank very much everything that Beth Merrill does, who is the director and founder of Planting Hope, and to her team of workers who help us in our area with different projects such as the mobile library, help with children with special needs, host families, the coffee camps, help bettering schools, scholarships, and other things. And to all of the members of the host families for these past 12 years of family union and persevering work and everything that has let us be friends and create friendships.
Okay, thank you, and you are you are VIP for us.
Good evening. Thank you all for coming tonight. This is, I'm going to share the microphone with Milton. This is Milton's first time translating, so we thought you guys would be a good group to break him in with. We just want to welcome everybody to this activity. This activity is meant for the group from Central Vermont, who's here with us for 10 days, and the group of employees from Keurig Green Mountain, who are here with us just for one night. But we want to give you guys our full welcome Nicaraguan style.
Buenas noches a todos.
So tonight we're going to share a little bit of our Nicaraguan culture with, we have one of the homestay families is going to do a cultural number. Actually, it's a surprise. We don't even know what it is. We also have some that are not surprises. One of the host moms prepared a Nicaraguan pastry for us to have for dessert, and a typical Nicaraguan fresco hibiscus iced tea, and some traditional, some of the families and friends of Planting Hope have prepared some traditional dances. These guys came to Vermont a year ago, September 2014. Did a little tour of what they do with Planting Hope, and visited 29 different schools and churches and organizations in Central Vermont and all over Vermont. And I just remember Milton finding a recorder somewhere and just starting to play it. And so this is a year and a half later. Now he is able to accompany Marvin, and also brings it to the schools and accompanies the kids, and is inspiring a whole generation of music lovers in the rural schools.
Bueno, yo aprendí a tocar el cajón. Anteriormente, cuando lustraba, limpiaba zapatos, y para llamar a los clientes lo hacía de esa manera. 11 años.
Okay, so he started as a shoe shiner in the park right here in San Ramon at 11 years old, and had a box similar to the cajon drum that he's playing, but just a regular wooden box where he kept all his shoe shining supplies, and where the clients would come and put their foot on top of the shoe. So when he didn't have clients, he would drum on the box in his free time to call his clients, and that would get people like, oh, I like that guy who, kind of plays the drums to get me to come shine my shoes. So he got a whole bunch of clients that way. And from that time in the park, and then he spent many more years and had a not so easy life shining shoes in Managalpa, but that's where his musical talents took form, and now he's our music and arts teacher for the rural communities, affecting hundreds of kids in the rural communities and getting them excited, and you guys will get to have a little bit of that too.
Bye.
coming to Nicaragua for over 10 years now. We've been working with Planting Hope for 5. We've been in Nicaragua for 3 days now, and I think I speak for all of us here when I say it's just an amazing country filled with really amazing people, and we're so happy that we get to spend one night with our host families. We wish it was so much more, but I just want to say thank you so much for receiving us and for being so kind to us and just showing us your amazing country and your amazing homes.
Su pueblo y su país magnífico.
And I think that's all. Gracias.
So Madagascar is divided into two sections, the humid section and the dry section. The humid section is where all the coffee plantations are. There's more life, there's fruits, oranges, bananas. But this is a dry area where we can only cultivate certain products like beans and corn. So where we are, they previously only cultivated corn because of a need for water. Because it's such a dry area, we never thought that we could produce carrots or lettuce here. And I think the parents and the kids and the professors are very impressed by seeing that you can grow other types of crops in this climate.
6 meses apoyando.
We had a volunteer from Minnesota who helped us and supported us for around 6 months.
Oh. Stand up here, sorry.
Too much rice and beans.
Yeah, grande. Yeah.
Entonces les voy a presentar a los
Awkward.
niños.
Bueno, tengan muy buenos días.
Good morning.
Mi nombre es Indiana Tremenio Mendoza, ¿verdad? Mercedita me dice Diana, ¿verdad? Pero sí, es la mitad de IN, ¿verdad? Sean muy bienvenidos.
So her name is Diana, and she's saying, well, first thank God for his help, and then also this organism, Planting Hope, for all the help that they've given us. It has really allowed us to help the kids in the school diversify their diets and give them more nutritious food like beans and other vegetables. She's saying that their nutrition has improved and that they're eating more diversified vegetables, not just beans and rice. And hoping that we will continue to support them.
Bienvenidos, pues, y de ustedes este premio.
Okay, she's saying it's ours, so welcome home or feel at home.
Así que se sientan en familia.
And feel like a family here.
Bueno, ellos son alumnos de quinto y sexto grado.
These are students from 5th and 7th grade. They're going to explain some of the vegetables and their importance for food security.
Entonces quedan conmigo.
Okay, so we are in their hands. She's saying, welcome to our school. We're very happy to have you here. We're taking this opportunity to ask you. A field with a roof for the cultural events and so that kids can have fun playing.
semillas para el huerto.
Seeds for the farm, like seeds for carrots, beets, cucumbers, and onions. We want to point out that we have limited resources, and for that reason we are coming to you for your valiant collaboration. Without more to add, we are saying goodbye to you guys, wishing you success in your daily job, hoping for a positive answer on the requests that we have.
Atentamente la comunidad educativa de Carta.
Sincerely, the Carta community.
Very nice.
Yes.
Tell her that we will help.
Chilote, que es cuando está el maíz tierno. Chiltoma, cebolla. Menos tomate todavía.
Seco Cafen is an organization that serves as the ultimate mechanism towards selling the collective coffee product of Nicaraguan co-ops to companies abroad. They represent all of the UCAs, who represent all of the co-ops, who in turn represent the thousands of farming families. It is ran by a board of directors. Each person on the board is elected and chosen by their cooperatives to be representatives. Therefore, they are directly representative of all of the farmers and their communities. Additionally, Seco Cafen strives for equality. There is a mandate in place for Seco Cafen's board to be comprised equally of both women and men, so that the totality of the communities are represented. They hire a manager to lead the organization, but ultimately, the board has complete authority.
Sí. A little walk will be good to get our
Digestion moving.
Justo y necesario.
Exactamente.
Entonces, Sol Café.
We process around 100,000 quintales of green. So this is a competition where there's 50 coffees.
Sol Café se fundó en...
Sol Café was founded in 1997. We employ temporary workers from October to March. Black
¿Verdad? Generalmente en los beneficios secos, negra, esa que es de color.
So there's always a combination of coffee that's being dried on the cement and then coffee that's being dried on those black planks over there in the basement. One of the reasons is economical, so the cement is very expensive. Okay. There's no quality differentiator in the way that it's dried.
Vamos y que es cierta, probada científicamente, ¿verdad? Es que, por ejemplo, esos bultos que ustedes miran, ya se sigue trabajando desde el momento que se tapa hasta mañana. Se sigue.
So one of the other benefits, so we talk about the benefits of air drying, whether it's on the cement or on the carb, which is that once you put it on into the bag, the coffee continues to dry. It evens out the drying.
Para Gonzalo López.
This is Gonzalo López.
Now we're his problem.
Entonces, ¿con qué?
Como beneficiado seco, ¿verdad? Nosotros contamos con 4 áreas fundamentales.
We're going to look at 4 fundamental areas. The first is right here. For certified coffee like fair trade or organic trade, traceability is a fundamental component that helps them become a certified.
Not anymore. Here's the opposite.
This is quite a sight.
Get everybody who puts it on your shoulders just the way you like it.
Yeah.
Like, not Hugo again. God damn it.
What?
Not Hugo again. He never centers it right.
That's crazy. This is insane.
Is that recording?
Yeah.
right markets and clients.
Ya que cada uno de ellos requiere
Since the United States and Asia, they have different quality profiles that they enjoy, it's also like that.
el trabajo que nosotros realizamos.
This cupping station is very common among places where coffee is sold. It's done under an international protocol. So these cups, these tazas, have 200 milliliters of capacity for water.
Con 12 gramos de café tostado y molido.
12 grams of toasted coffee. The level of toasting is clear. It's like a 55 in the Atron scale.
Atron scale.
Thank you.
Gracias, yes. Duncan.
What's the Atron scale?
So the purpose of cupping is to identify the qualities of the coffee and also identify if there are any defects. They evaluate 10 characteristics of coffee that goes through the fragrance and dry coffee, aroma after you put water at 92 degrees.
El cuerpo, el sabor residual.
Then when you taste it, you evaluate the acidity, the taste, the residual taste, the body, the sweetness, the uniformity, the balance, the cleanliness. 1 cup of coffee has 4 basic tastes. And we have the capacity as human beings to detect 4 basic tastes.
Cuando catamos café,
when we cut coffee, the sweetness of the coffee is felt in the tip of the tongue. The salt in the coffee is tasted in the sides of the tongue. The acidity is tasted on the outer sides of the tongue. Maybe when you've had coffee, you kind of salivated on the sides of your mouth.
Every time.
Yes. And the acidity, which is the caffeination in the back of or the bitterness. The bitterness, that's right. And these 4 basic tastes have 6 ways of interacting with each other. Depending on how those 4 flavors are mixed, that's going to be the intensity of the coffee. Another characteristic that is very appreciated is the body of coffee.
It's basically, it's like it's kind of like a thickness, like thin coffee, like Maxwell House or Folgers, they would have thin body. Something that we had at Selva Negra would be a thick body.
That you can kind of interact with these different things when you taste it and then it comes out of your nose. So you won't do this, but you in and then it kind of, you can feel it through the nose. When you put the coffee in your mouth, you can kind of swish it around on the top part of your mouth, and that's where you kind of taste the oils of the coffee. The acidity, which is dependent on which is part of the fine coffees, is based on altitude. In the international market, Nicaraguan coffee is known as soft washed coffee. Okay, we're going to do a little exercise. So the point is to smell it and try to associate it with fragrances that you smelled in your day-to-day life. Okay?
Recently.
Eso no implica de que.
That doesn't mean that you can't.
And they're just looking for. Yeah, I can.
Perfume smells. They want to say So that's pouring water releases the aroma. What was that? They're pouring water in it, this releases the aroma. So what we're going to do is we're going to smell it once more with the water.
3-4 times, and then you rinse your cup.
Generally, what I recommend to smell the difference is to smell it before you break and then break it. Okay. All right, next.
Sí. Next.
Y lo que se hace después que se perfora una taza, hay que limpiamos porque cada una de las tazas se pesó y se molió por separado.
So make sure you wash your spoons afterwards.
El objetivo que se hace esto es porque podría ser que una taza esté contaminada y echamos a fondo nada más. Se usa mucho más práctico.
So at this point you determine aroma, the fragrance part of the test, and now he's going to remove the crust, right? And now you start tasting. So everything up to this point is really based in your hands.
Necesario.
Many people ask whether that noise is necessary, and yes, it is necessary.
Porque si solo lo ponemos en la boca y lo probamos, lo vamos a sentir amargo todo.
Because if you don't put it in the mouth, we're just going to taste the acidity. Bitters. Yeah. But doing that kind of switch.
Es necesario sorberlo para que pueda irrigar todas las papilas gustativas.
It's like the same when you're tasting wine, you know.
mistake. These.
Hi.
Hi. Can you guys handle the spotlight?
Yeah.
Hola. Existential crisis.
Appointed himself
Bert and I just eat the bunk beds.
president of Nicaragua.
I was on the top.
Basically, stayed a couple years.
So was he.
Toes hanging over.
It's really awkward.
You don't want to ask about why there is.
For Nicaragua, he gets it.
We would spend 2 nights in this historic, beautiful city of Granada. It would be a launch pad for our adventures to volcanoes, lakes, a mysterious bay, and a city upon the sea.
La cumbia chinandegana. It's got our bellies full. Coffee plants. Out the right window back there. Nice.
En la Unión, somos parte de tu verano. Ven ya y ya.
Some of us are from Vermont. Teleportación.
What's up, Jen? Nice. Just doing some, here. Oh, I love the spontaneity of this trip. It was me. That breeze is so nice. Yeah, outdone yourself again.
No, hay 4 escuelas, pero aquí todo nosotros no pudimos pasar porque estábamos cerca de Granada. Vamos a ver, ahora están interrumpiendo. La otra boca.
That black thing up there?
How, Adam?
It's up in the tree to the right.
Oh, where else do you think he'd be?
Okay, if you wanted a picture, I can take you at.
Sure.
Right here, try to get some of that. Yeah,
Sorry. Oh.
No?
Good join. A little closer, each other.
They like each other.
Okay. Good. Okay. How can I like this? No. Okay. It's working. Okay. Here we go.
Here, pass the camera.
We will have some
At home it would be thousands of dollars.
Sorry, I just gonna be.
Nice. All good things must come to an end. Our group had just experienced a formative and mind-altering trip that has had a profound influence on us all. All of the lives that we touch from the source to our cup are so precious and must be appreciated. We headed back for a final night in Managua to share laughter and say our goodbyes before departing the next morning.
I don't think it's going in. It's going. Go. Step back. Kelvin tiene mucha paciencia.
Como los cojines.
Well, it's going to be a lot of work. This could be hours of
jigging.
Of jigging.
Should I start again? I'm not sure.
Yeah, start again.
I was really going for it, Amy. Start again. What? Start. Okay. Summertime and the living is easy. Fish are jumping up and the cotton is high.